I think it's a dance. The best thing that leadership can do is to be bold. When you have a set of things that you want to do or a set of values that you want to go by, to protect the organization in its effort to pursue those values. Rose was really great at that. But the other thing that becomes really important is if you really want to make social and environmental changes, is you have to engage everybody in the action. And so I think that there's a principle called subsidiarity, which means you push decision making as low as possible, and you ensure that everybody affected by a decision has some kind of voice in it. And on the one hand, you don't want that to come at the expense of accountability, but I think a combination of steadfastness from a leader and really engaging the whole organization in creating the future. Those are the qualities that I think are most important. We've been really lucky at Patagonia, just briefly, to have committed owners, to have a CEO like Rose, but also to have a really deep culture, especially in middle management, that is committed and able to communicate what's going on and what needs to be done.
Yeah, I was just curious, how does that actually happen? It's one thing to believe in that and to say that you have that kind of culture, but to actually make it happen and work is a completely different animal. It's really hard to achieve.
It is. That's where getting out of the way helps. I'll give you an example. So right after Trump was elected, it was Black Friday was coming up, and we were going to close all the stores and paint the windows black and put up little posters and say, go volunteer for a local environmental organization. Everything is in place. My wife and I were in Washington the Friday before that Black Friday, and she was working with the social media people, and then Monday morning I get these stirrings that over the phone that something is going on, something is happening, and it turns out that some low-level employee in e-com who hadn't been with the company very long came in on Monday morning and said, we're doing the wrong thing. What we should do is keep the stores open. Instead of giving 1% for the planet, give 100% for the planet. And that'll be a much more effective. So went to his boss at 9 o'clock. Boss went up. By 11 o'clock, the CFO had kind of gone, 0.7%. And then it went to Rose and it went to the family. And that was Monday afternoon. And we turned on a dime and we did it on Friday. Ordinarily, we would do $2 million. That's what we were planning. We did 10 million worldwide. 35% of the customers were new. Anybody who works in marketing knows how expensive and difficult it is to get new customers. And it was all at full price. Including, there were some customers who came back on Monday and said, I went crazy. Can I bring some stuff back? And we said, sure. Yeah. So that's the kind of thing, kind of standing out of the way of not getting, of being responsive to good ideas that come up and executing as quickly. And people love to do that. I mean, everybody got so engaged with this. They made it happen. Yeah, it's a banshee on the
some very noisy neighbors walking by on our street. You know, it occurs to me that's just another example. You had given one earlier about how you're influencing other businesses, because other businesses have since followed suit and have done similar things on Black Friday. And I just think, you know, again, you all set the standard. You keep raising the bar for the rest of us. We're just trying to keep up.
But it's easier to raise that bar if you've got everybody behind it, rather than if you're in the marketing department thinking, oh, what are we going to do to outdo ourselves? You know?
Yeah, that's right.
Let the life from the company help
create
the life that you're going to have in the future.